Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about the law of syllogism. We're still in that logic unit, and like usual, if you pay attention, if you know what all the words means, it's not all that bad. Okay? The law of syllogism allows you to draw a conclusion from two conditional statements. All right? Most of the time in life, it's not as easy as, if you're a triangle, then you have three sides. Most of the time, there's more stuff going on. Okay? So, in which the conclusion of the first statement is the hypothesis of the second statement. Now, here's what's going to happen, all right? We are basically going to form a chain, all right? This is just talking about forming a chain, okay? So imagine that we have P implies Q implies R, all right? We're just going to make a triple, all right? It's kind of like a double conditional statement, but we're going to use three statements to make a chain. And so you may have heard of this in math called the transitive property, which is another property we're going to have to learn in like a week. But the chain, if P is implying Q and Q is implying R, then we know for sure that P is implying R, right? If P starts a chain reaction that goes P, Q, R, then as long as we get P started, we're going to make our way to the R. Now, the logic map here, or the symbolic map here, all right, P is going to imply the Q, and then Q is going to imply the R. And if that has happened, if we have formed a legitimate chain, then we should be allowed to say, therefore, right? Three dots just means therefore. It's not really, it's kind of like an equal sign when you're talking about logic. P implies R. If P guarantees we're going to make it to Q, if Q guarantees we're going to make it to R, then P is going to go all the way to R, and we should be good.
Put the phone up in the bag.
So,
Put the phone away.
you got to be it all the way away, man. I can see you've been touching on it a little bit. Number 6. If it is Saturday, then Jake has a baseball tournament. Okay. That is not really much. That's just our starting setup, okay? And if Jake has a baseball tournament, then he will pack his lunch. So what we're looking for is the conclusion of the first the same as the hypothesis of the second. Do we have a match that is basically going to allow us to eliminate that middle step? Then Jake has a baseball tournament if Jake has a baseball tournament. So what we're going to do is basically just take out all of that stuff and set up the equation so that it goes straight from if it is Saturday, then he will pack his lunch.
I have a question.
What's up?
In the symbolic map, under the line, or what is those two letters?
P arrow R. P implies R. So what we're going to write is, if it is Saturday, and after that, we're going to just skip all of that Q stuff. We're going to skip all of that middle stuff. We're going to write, then, I guess not it, then he will need to pack his lunch, right? And this makes sense, right? I could say, if it is a weekday, then I will have work. And if I have work, then I will need to pack my lunch. But the easier way to say that is just, if it's a weekday, I got to pack my lunch. Okay? We have this nice chain. We just take out the middle stuff and we're good to go. All right. Let's look at number 7. If a number is divisible by 12, then it is divisible by 6. If a number is divisible by 6, then it is divisible by 3. Are the conclusion of the first and the hypothesis of the second the same thing?
Yeah, no.
So, we're talking about a number being divisible by 6. And when we start, are we still talking about a number that is divisible by 6? You swear? If a number is divisible by 12, then it's going to be divisible by 6. So what we have right here is a number that can divide by 6. Over here, if a number can divide by 6, we're still talking about a number that can divide by 6. And so this works. This is legit. What's up?
The first part,
Mhm.
I know you already went over it, but I just need clarification. Why do you skip it?
What do you mean, why do we skip it?
Like, you highlighted the other two. So
Like, why are we skipping all the yellow stuff?
yeah.
Because look, it's making a chain.
Uh,
If P is guaranteeing Q and Q is guaranteeing R, then we can follow that chain. We can skip all the middle pieces, and we can just straight up say P is going all the way to R.
is R standard anything?
Nope. It's just like the first, the middle, and the end.
Yeah.
So we just write this down. If a number is divisible by 12, then it is divisible by 3. Always a good idea, just read this, think about it for a second, and just make sure it's true. Alright? If a number is divisible by 12, then it's divisible by 3. I think that makes sense, right? 12 is divisible by 3, and 24 is divisible by 3, and 36 is divisible by 3. So this makes sense. Alright, so look at number 8. Look at the middle statements. Look at the conclusion of the first and the hypothesis of the second. Then it is a rectangle if it is a rectangle. Are these the same thing? I think it's pretty good, right? Up here we're talking about rectangles. Down here we're talking about rectangles, okay? Our chain should work.
Can I please use that?
We got literally 2 questions left. Then we got to do 2 questions. Okay. Because of that, we are able to skip all the middle stuff. We're able to go straight from, if a quadrilateral is a square, then it has 4 right angles. Again, a little bit of writing, but not really very much thinking. Okay, you're just, are those 2 things matches? Cool. Just cut them out and work with the other stuff. All right, we're going to do one more. I'm going to give you guys, 10 seconds to write it down. Remember, you don't have to look at my screen to write this. You can look at your own paper where you still have all the words written down here. Okay? Number 9. Number 9, the last question we're going to do on this video. If this weekend is sunny, then you will go boating. Alright. Sunny weekend means we're going to go boating. The second statement says, if it is sunny this weekend, I should say. And when you look at these 2, and I've used different colors, so I hope it's really, 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 really obvious now. Okay? Does the conclusion of the first say the exact same thing as the hypothesis of the second? No. Right? They're really not related at all. Okay? If you just ignore the other stuff, then you will go boating. And if it is a sunny weekend, they really are not related to each other at all. Okay? And so same thing. You just right here, no logical conclusion. We have a breakdown in our chain, right? Our chain does not work.
How does it not work?
Because we're looking for QPPR, and we don't have that.
How do you not have
We have PQ. This is not Q again. Like, we need the second part to be the exact same as the first part.
If it is sunny this weekend, go boating.
What is the second part of the first sentence? Then you will go boating. Okay, the first part of the second one does not say anything about boating. And so it is different, no logical conclusion. All right.